The Business of Weed, with the editor-in-chief of Mary Jane and our host, Noah Rubin. Cannabis activist and founder of California's first weed dispensary, Dr. Dina. Marijuana evangelist, Action Bronson. Co-owner of Santa Ana Weed Dispensary, The Game. Representing River Rock Dispensary, Los Arias. And the founder of Khalifa Kush Marijuana, Wiz Khalifa. You're invited to the conversation.
Share the love.
This is mine. Oh, he was already
So how's it going, guys?
chilling.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We
are wonderful today.
So the business of weed is what's brought us all here together. Can maybe you guys each cue us up and give us a little background on your initiatives in the space and sort of your perspective on it and what you've been doing?
We should start with Wiz.
Okay, I started out smoking weed as a young boy in Pittsburgh, getting high with my mom.
Yes.
And I was always on this quest to find the biggest and the best weed in my life.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Lois, how about yourself?
Well, thank you, good people, for having me. Man, I got into the game through my mom, really.
See?
You know,
Moms,
Mom.
Hey, shout out to mom, cuz.
You?
Shout out to mothers everywhere.
Yeah.
I love mothers.
Word.
How do you follow that up? My mom, she schooled me to plant medicine growing up and started me with ayahuasca, the mother plant.
That's what you started with?
That's what
you started with?
That's where I started, man.
That shit is fucking intense, too.
And from there, it was a segue to cannabis, and I'm one of the owners of River Rock in Colorado, which is one of the founding marijuana companies there, and I've had the pleasure to work with Wiz in the space.
Oh, shit. Hey. Can you repeat the question?
Tell us about yourself, my friend.
Hey, so I came home early from school. Well, I used to come home early from school every day, but it was just one day. It was like a half day. Remember the half days and shit?
Of course.
Yeah.
My brother, he wasn't supposed to be there. He was supposed to be at school, but he was at home when I got there. He was rolling up Chronic on the Chronic album.
Man.
And I was like 12. And it was a thing, and I had never smoked weed. I only knew about stress, because my pops used to, my pops used to sell that Reggie Bush, that bullshit. So he had that brown, but this was some Chronic. We smoked that shit, and my life changed, and I was here. It's like, I'm telling you, I don't know about other people's experiences with marijuana, but I definitely know that it is like my absolute favorite pastime, man.
Here, here. Well, my name is Action Bronson. I've been high for 20 years. It's gotten me through a lot of times. I'm an only child, so I'm very creative. I have to make things up in my life, like a friend here or there with the weed, and it helps. It enhances everything with imagination and life and art and creation.
That's quite lovely. Well, my experience was I had a friend who was sick with cancer many, many years ago, over a decade ago, and I decided to help him because he wanted to kill himself. He decided that he couldn't keep the chemo down.
Damn.
The pills were making him throw up. He wasn't gonna he wasn't gonna fight the cancer if he couldn't take the chemo. And so he said, I'd rather just leave a bank account, for my wife and give up. And I said, don't give up. And of course, I just brought him a joint because that's all I could think of. And it helped him so much that it made me think, wait a second, we have an idea here. There was no doctors in LA County that wrote recommendations. There were nobody in the business that could help us find medical marijuana. You remember those days.
Fuck yeah.
So I started the very first doctor's office in Southern California, helped you guys get legal, and then I opened up a dispensary, and the very first dispensary in LA.
Hey, she had the, I was one of her first clients.
You were one of my first clients.
I went in there and my first edible
That's
was
right.
out of her. She made me a power bar. That shit was like,
Heavy duty.
it was like two big ass, you know those little Tonka trucks? It was like that.
That was like 1,000 milligrams.
It was like 1,000 milligrams. And you
Damn.
know what? I flew to New York the next day, and the whole fucking flight, I kept telling the person sitting next to me, there's somebody on the wing.